Good evening, Freight Train. Wouldn't it be cool if one of these days Aaron got up on stage and said, I don't know shit about bugs. You guys have been listening to me for years. So recently I took up smoking.
Congratulations.
Some of my friends are a little worried about my health. I told them it's just a phase, but I am up to 2 racks of rubs a week. I didn't used to care about cooking, except for the eating part, of course. But there's something about cooking raw meat the way my ancestors did, with bottled propane from Walmart. Brings out the primal instincts in me, and it's the only way I'll cook. Anybody else here have a smoker? So be honest, how many different types of wood chips do you have? If it's any less than 4, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Some of us are pretty particular about our wood. Oh. Just gotta wait for that one for a minute, apparently. So some guys like apple or cherry or hickory or mesquite or oak. I prefer grand sequoia. Took forever to chop that sucker down. But I've got an unlimited supply of wood chips and a warrant out for my arrest in California. Anybody here ever had to shovel a path through the snow to get to your smoker or your grill? Or get up in the middle of the night to take the meat out of the smoker when it took longer than you thought it would? I have. Yep. The other day, my girlfriend came down at 3 a.m. to find me standing over a perfectly prepared pork butt in nothing but my boxer briefs. I grabbed a chunk of it with my bare hands, raised it to my mouth, and consumed it right in front of her. Juices just dripping down my chin, just staining my beard and my chest hair. She has never been more turned on in her entire life. A few years ago, I saw a meme that said, someday we'll find out Pinterest was just a ploy by men to get women to cook and clean and work out more. Well, I'll tell you guys, smokers were invented by women. Not only have they conned us into making dinner, but they've done it in such a way that it takes all day to do it. Suddenly we're not pestering them for sex because we have to rub our meat. I know that sounds a little dirty, but it's not. When you're smoking, you've got to marinate things. You've got to rub it down with a whole shelf full of spices. It's part of the process. I put sumac on a pork butt last week. I still don't know what sumac is, but the recipe on Pinterest called for it. I remember a time when I thought the only spices a man needed were salt and pepper, but now I go to the store and stand in the spice aisle for hours debating the merits of smoked paprika versus regular paprika. Oh. Wood chips and spices are important, but of course the meat is the main thing when it comes to smoking. I've smoked pork, beef, chicken, salmon, and lamb, but I've decided that squirrel is the best. Sure, it's a little hard to come by. Can't find that at your local King Supers, unless of course you live in Alabama. The good part about the smoking process is it kills 98% of the plague germs. You might wonder about the other 2%, but you know what? Sometimes in life you just gotta man up and roll the dice. Got one last meat joke for you. My girlfriend works at a sausage factory that her family owns. She's surrounded by jumbo brats every day, which I think creates some unrealistic expectations in our household. After spending all day surrounded by this sausage fest right in her face, she comes home and the last thing she wants to see is another wiener. Especially one that doesn't quite meet her professional standards for a jumbo. Thank you, that's all I got.